Well, when you thought it was safe to get on the internet again, TikTok is at it once more. Uh, when these kind of situations, parents need to put a halt on some of the things their kids are looking at. Because, hey, listen, I'm all for a lot of these streaming sites and stuff like that. People click on my show and many others. But, when you put something out there, you got to be very careful because you're going to cause an issue. And, I go back to when I was a teen, and this is before the internet, we had shit like this going on a constant basis. And, I just can't believe that, it's continuing to happen, that, we haven't put a curb on a lot of this stuff. But of course, this is 2024 and the asylum is here. It continues on. It's a revolution. It always continues. People don't understand the repercussions of their actions to that situation. I can't say that I was an angel when I was a teen, but some of the stuff that was done, it is just insane. And, some of it's been done for money. In today's, how can we put it, moment in the asylum, as we used to say on this show, we're looking at, once again, the brand Nike. Now, we've had shoelaces, we've had the sneakers themselves stolen, shirts, backpacks, and stuff like that. Now, there's some trend now, I guess, on TikTok, that they're stealing the zipper pulls from Nike backpacks. This is something that, now that we're back to school, kids have new backpacks, and this is what is going on. So, off the New York Post, this is why teens are stealing zipper pulls from Nike packs. Messed up. Stealing from strangers, TikTok says just do it. Teens are on a stealing spree, nabbing the zippers off of Nike Elite backpacks, accumulating dozens, and reselling them for a pretty penny to the victims of the new online trend. One New York teen gloated about his growing collection, already totaling over a dozen zipper ties, which are specific to the model of the Nike rucksack, warning others to not leave their bags around him. Other clips on TikTok shows the teens troublemakers boasting about how many that they could score in a single day at school and how much they go for on the resale market. Some thieves are championing the trend, saying it could pay my bills, while charging a few bucks for a zipper to those victimized by the trend. Others, however, are making up the ties for a whopping $40, according to commentators on TikTok. One creator said that they have taken it way too far in a TikTok post with footage of store shelves fully stocked with Nike Elite backpacks, all of them missing the fabric ties on the zippers. The trend, which has been likened to the flag football, has drawn criticism from both disappointed teens and angry parents whose kids have been robbed of their Nike zippers at school, calling it a fad mess up. Some schools have been forced to issue an email warning about the trend, according to users on TikTok, while Nike Elite owners who hate this trend have resorted to carrying their backpacks front-facing rather than their backs. Double knotted ties so that they'd be more difficult to steal, or remove them all together. My son got his stolen while football practice and he's bummed. Been trying to find them online. Never thought it would be this hard. One desperate parent wrote in a Reddit trend while inquiring about the purchasing of spare zippers, called the fad weird. I made the school replace my bag, another user reported. My son got hit up for them today. One disgruntled parent chimed in, explaining that 2 zippers were stolen from his son's bag. The kids were targeting him all day, and he's only 11 years old and not going to be able to bring that backpack to school sadly. First off, I'm going to tell one thing. If you're buying designer stuff for your 11-year-old child, stop. I mean, really. I mean, truly stop. When I was that age, my mom, my brother was that point where he wanted Nike product, and I myself, I didn't want anything of it. I was happy with whatever my mother bought me, whatever sneakers to the situation. I didn't want to be part of that trend. And I still, to this day, I don't buy trendy stuff. I buy stuff that fits me well and makes me look good. I don't go to these fancy bags because they're overpriced. They're overpriced. And I'll tell you honestly, no offense to anyone that buys it. Something you have the money, go ahead and buy it. But you got to remember, this stuff is made very cheaply. Yeah, they're cool looking and stuff like that. But you're buying something that is next to nothing, and it makes makes Nike a lot of money. Same way when you're paying $300 for a pair of sneakers, they're just they're sneakers. And most of these guys don't even wear them; they collect them to the situation. And you might say, "Wait a minute, man, aren't you a collectible?" So I said, "Yeah, I do, but I don't collect things like this. I don't collect, clothing. I know there are people out there that collect clothing out there. But, this reminds me, this incident, it reminds me back in the 1980s. Now, for those of you who are outside New York City, and those of you who are not old enough to remember, those of you who are in my age group will remember this. Back in the 1980s, there's a store here, and it's still here today, and you would equate it to the Gap or Century 21. It was called VIM. That was the big thing back then. You went to VIM to get the jeans and the clothes for back to school. Parents used to go there, and they were localized pretty much almost everywhere, even in the minority communities as well. And they sold, the average stuff, Levi's, Lee's, all that stuff. Now, there was an advertisement campaign for the store, and it was broadcast on some of the major radio stations. I think BLS was one of them at that time, WBLS, and I forgot what the other channel was. The way it was offering, and I'm trying to remember it, I think it was like the brand name Lee's, which was a good jean at the time, it still is today. Now, a lot of people have had Lee jeans for a long time. And basically, you always have one in your, a couple in your closet and stuff like that. And you say, oh, they're all raggedy and torn up. The advertisement, from what I remember, they said, take your old leather patches off, and if you bring enough of them here to this particular store, we'll give you a free pair of jeans. And then, of course, what would happen? And this is before internet. Remember, this is before the internet. What began to happen, and what we used to call in school, we used to call the Lee Patrol would come out. The Lee Patrol were guys and gals that would go out there and rip the leather patch off of people's pants. I mean, literally. I mean, they didn't go into the store and rip them off the store at the store level. They went on the street. If they saw someone on the street or in the school, they went up to them and just ripped that sucker off. And the thing about it is, on occasion, because those are sewn in very well, sometimes on occasion you'll rip the jeans. If you grab hold of it a certain way and rip, and you rip it incorrectly, I mean, there's a way of ripping it off, and it wouldn't rip the jeans, but in most cases, most people got their jeans ripped. And this went on for quite some time. And VIM and the radio station had to retract that particular advertisement because of what happened and people were pissed off. They were pissed the hell off. But this is what happened, And the thing about it is, some people with Levi jeans were getting their patches thrown off because people got confused between Lee's and Levi's. So some people thought it was the Levi's that was, that was part of the program, but it was the Lee jeans. So basically, you had all these people do it, and it was mostly kids. I mean, and this was totally insane when this happened. I stopped wearing Lee's for a while, for at least 2 years while this thing stretched out. I mean, it didn't stretch for 2 years, but I just did stop. I mean, it happened in my school. There was one guy that he was wearing, one of the guys was wearing it, and well, actually, he was not supposed to be wearing those jeans, but someone came up to him and right off and took half the back of the pants with it. I mean, that was just I mean, the kid that did it got like a Saturday detention on that. Well, for those of you who don't know what Saturday detention was for us back in the 80s, was basically my high school. I went to a Catholic high school. Saturday detention was literally, you came in and you worked with the janitor all day, cleaning the school from head to toe. Yeah, that's right, guys. You cleaned up the school. Those TV shows and movies where they said, well, you're going to be working with the sanitation, with the custodian. And he said, well, it does happen. And those are the times you don't want that Saturday detention. But this is the thing that happens. And, trends like this, and this is because of TikTok, and, sometimes it's YouTube, sometimes it's on Facebook, but more often it's on TikTok. This is the reason why TikTok doesn't manage themselves well. And it's because, obviously, CCP. They're going to allow this through. This is the same thing with the lawsuits that are going on of all the kids that have got killed or injured because basically they allowed certain things in their algorithm that allowed to push it through. That's why you're seeing these lawsuits for Section 230 right now. Because we're going to be seeing some lawsuits come forward on Section 230 because a lot of these guys, these companies, they either hold things back or push things forward, and that literally makes them a publisher. And you can't have that because someone's monitoring that and pushing that forward. Even if it's the automation that's pushing some of that forward, someone's got to be monitoring that, and they know that this is not something that should be done. It was the same thing with the blackout challenge. All these kids are doing these things that cut their air out. Nobody in TikTok noticed that was going on. Come on, please. I have more notice on some of my programming through YouTube, and I hate to say it, YouTube, with their moderators, even the automated system cuts in on a lot of stuff. And, there's some things that they do right, and there's some things they do wrong on there, but overall, they do catch the really truly insane stuff. Most of the time, the insane stuff will either be Instagram, Facebook, or mostly on TikTok. But comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Another fad, another crazy thing. I mean, my message to Nike is sell these cheaply in a pack, so kids don't have to rip these off, try to make money online. They can buy them by the little packet load. How much does that make to manufacture? Shouldn't be much. Shouldn't be much at all. So comment, subscribe, like, share this video, and I just want to thank those of you who have clicked on this video. I know you have thousands of choices here on YouTube, Rumble, all of the social media platforms that we air on. We really do appreciate that you clicked on us, that you chose us. We really appreciate it. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and so long.